Individuals in the LGBTQI+ community often struggle to find adequate healthcare options, and that's just no different here in Athens. The Post, Ohio University's independent student-run newspaper, recently spoke with healthcare professionals at Equitas Health Institute to discuss the barriers those seeking care face. Kayla Bennett is the managing editor at The Post, and she reported on the story. Kayla, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. And so first things first, you mentioned in your article about Equitas Healthcare. What exactly is that?
Yeah. Equitas is a nonprofit community healthcare system founded in 1984, and it serves thousands of people throughout Ohio. In Ohio, there are 22 locations. Specifically, the Athens location serves 19 counties. They range anywhere from providing prep health navigation to pharmacy to behavioral health.
Wow, so talk about a broad reach, both locations and resource-wise. So when you talk about barriers, what kind of barriers do people face?
Right, so since we're in a more rural setting, you'll see more barriers in a rural setting than you might compare to an urban setting. Some of those barriers might include transportation. Although Athens has public transportation, it might not reach as far as it needs to compared to maybe one would in an urban setting. Other things are access. In an urban setting, you might have more locations to turn to. However, in a rural setting, like here in Athens, there's only one. Another thing is some people might be apprehensive to visit a healthcare facility because they're nervous of the terminology that the healthcare professionals might use and might not know, what some things mean and be too nervous to ask. And all those barriers combined create this stigma.
And that stigma you mentioned, what exactly does it look like?
Right, so this stigma, after talking to my sources, it can come in all different forms. And it stems sometimes from a lack of education. Actually, in Ohio, in K through 12 schools, there is no requirement to teach HIV education at all. And some people might not know the difference between HIV and AIDS. Other things that can contribute to this are, national news, or something that we're close to is called the Bible Belt, which I talk about in my story.
And as you talk about in your story, you mentioned a lot of ways people can get resources and support. Where can they find that, and how can they go about that?
Absolutely. So first things first, you can check out Equitas's website, which there you can find the 22 locations and find which one would be most accessible for you. You can also call them, or here in Athens, you can visit the location at 8 West Stimson Avenue. And Equitas makes an effort, whoever walks through their doors will help them navigate what's best for them.
That's wonderful. Kayla, thank you for your perspective and the time you took to produce this story. And if you want to read that full story, you're going to want to head over to thepostathens.com and take a look under the project section.